Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is you're watching this. This is the new game by Team Terrible, also known as Aaron and Greg. Just going to play through it and just talk about the challenges and the fun and the sadness, the tears, the laughter, blah 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 that we did throughout the game jam to make this. So this game was made in 72 hours, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. A bit of a squeeze. It's probably one of the bigger games that we've made so far, content-wise. And yeah, I guess I'll just jump straight in and show you what it's about. So there are two modes. I added a speedrun mode as well because we had a couple of people who were really interested in seeing how quickly they could get through it. But for now, I'll just be playing through the...
Shit. Looks like a long way down.
I just interrupted myself. As unusual. Yeah, so... Yeah, speedrun mode. Because it was quite popular on Discord. A number of people playing it and they wanted to compete against each other. So we've set up a little leaderboard for them, which is kind of cool. So the game is just primarily a platformer. It's about jumping between all these platforms. It's called The Pit. The jam theme this time was Deeper and Deeper. So we thought we'd interpret that as a creepy big old pit that you have to just work your way down and find out what's at the bottom. If I jump off and fall too far, I'll die. So at any point, if I fall too far, except for the intro, which it has been called out, is a little bit, it breaks its own rules. But hey, it's game, right? It's magic, game logic. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So we work our way down, trying not to fall to our deaths, and introduce the first main mechanic.
Maybe I can use this wall to get across.
So we use textures on the wall like this to try and help draw the player's eye to where they can and should wall run. So I can jump up onto this wall and drop down. These are little checkpoints. Every time I hit one of these and you hear this sort of big metal hammer sound, that means I've hit a checkpoint, and if I die, I'll come back here. So a little wall run here, and a big one. Oh. This is where things get a bit tricky. So I've got to jump across to this one, and back again. There we go. And again with this. So Greg designed all of these spaces, really. We did it in a fairly interesting order this time round. We nailed the...
Power emanating from this symbol. There must be a way to activate it.
I'm probably going to be interrupting myself quite a lot. Yeah, so we did this in an interesting order. The mechanics, the movement mechanics were created first in just a small space about the same size as this area here. I'm just running around and jumping and playing around with the wall running. Greg, I believe, was modeling some of the stuff you can pick up, which we'll see later. Second day was enemies and some rough level designs and playing around with like what would be a fun puzzle. So here I've just I've just activated this elevator, which hopefully will take me deeper into the pit. And then the third day was mostly building out this level. It's pretty big. Like, I've gone down a fair way so far, and I'm probably not even a quarter of the way through yet. So we find our first item.
Gold blade. I wonder if it still cuts.
A sword. And we meet our first cultist. Keepers of the Pit. Who have a penchant for throwing fireballs. Not the nicest of people, but it's what we've got. I was quite lucky to find the music that I did. It fits quite well. Just gets. I may have to stop talking now and again because it's actually quite difficult to play. A lot of fun though. It's very twitchy. The gameplay, we really wanted to focus on the gameplay this time round. You can see it, just everything is cubed, squished and stretched, and we wanted to make sure the game felt as fun and as satisfying to play as possible rather than making it shiny like we have done in our previous games. Hermes and the Babe in Yellow had very small finite spaces, that you could walk around, not run around even. And it was more about like interacting with objects and little objectives and stuff. Whereas this just has just a couple of mechanics. You just run around and you can hit things with your sword. That's pretty much all you can do. Whoop. And also get wrecked. So that was a fun thing to do, is add all these insulting messages for when the player dies. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. There we go. Perfect. Let's go up here. So yeah, messages change depending on how you die. So if you die from falling, you'll get one set of messages. If you die from fireball, you'll get another set of messages. Just add a little bit of like flavor. We kind of expected people to die quite a lot in this. I mean, I played it a lot, so I'm doing all right. But I would have expected people to have died at least, I don't know, 10 times on the way down.
But it looks like the only way is down.
Down indeed. It's kind of scary. I mean, Greg pretty much lit this whole scene and textured it in about 5 hours, which was pretty impressive. And kudos to him for you know, not worrying too much about how the game looks and focusing on building out the levels and just making it fun to move around. Ah, that was dumb. That was real dumb. But yeah, I had an absolute blast this time. I mean, it was pretty stressful. It was nice to do another long jam. So we had 3 days. Normally we only have 2 days. So it afforded us a bit more flexibility in how much time we could spend on the unknown. We've not really done game jams before with this kind of focus on the touchy-feely sort of aspect, where the way you move around the level matters so much. A lot of the jams that we've made historically have either been like focused around abilities or the way that you interact with stuff, just more story-based content.
Frank was a kind soul, lost to the depths of the pit. Now only his skull remains.
Speaking of stories, this is Frank. Creepy skull with tentacle face. Hey buddy. Oh.
There seem to be words engraved on the skull. They say, right click.
Odd.
Crack, Frank. You can teleport.
You can. Best buddy. Best friend.
Yes, we need to find more of that purple miasma. That's the stuff. Frank, you happy?
I think he is. I think Frank is well happy. Let's get more of it. I'll find more cultists to kill. That's where the game really shines, is the combat. It's pretty frantic.
I must go deeper.
Oh, there's someone behind me. Ugh. So this is part of the this part of the level teaches you that not only do you have to find miasma as little purple nodes you can walk through, but also killing enemies grants you miasma. So you can see that Frank's all powered up, and we can do another teleport, which we're going to need to get over here. Aha! And you can't complete this area without killing all the enemies, so if you find yourself stuck, you end up just jumping off, failing, and then having to do it again to kill them all and use the teleport. So it forces you to learn that mechanic. Quite nice. Like, Greg really has thought this space through in the progression to make sure the players know what they're doing as they progress through each section. And different sections get harder. So this one, we can see there's a wall run all the way around here. Let's have a go at it. There's small things like the attraction to the wall. If you get close enough to the wall, it'll just like suck you over, which really helps with you know, just timing your jumps. Getting teleport into jump was a bit difficult. A couple of little hacks. It's actually surprising how much grace you need to give the player to react to stuff. Like if
A leap of faith. How quaint.
if you teleport, you'll zero out your velocity, so you'll stop falling even if you were falling before, and you'll get a period, I think it's about half a second, where gravity is no longer applied, which means you kind of float there for a moment, but it gives you just enough time to use the movement keys to get the momentum in the direction that you want, whether that's along a wall or, you know, away from an enemy or whatever. Yeah. Let's get up here. Oh, go straight down. Let's leave these boys here. Bye! This area is probably one of my favorites. There aren't any miasma sections, but there's a fair bit of there's still a fair bit of platforming required to get around here. Once you not die. I mean, not dying is always always a good shout there. Once you work out where you've got to go, where the objectives are, it's a fair bit faster. But I'll make my way around the level just to show it off a bit. So a couple of spots here that are quite fun to platform around. Whoa! Damn. I mean, the game's not easy. I've been playing it, I made it, you know. Jumped at the wrong time. Moment of silence, please, while Aaron concentrates. Ooh, not close enough. Oh! Good lord. It gets stressful, not gonna lie. It gets a little stressful. Oh, that's another thing. So you can telefrag. So using the teleport lets you kill anything that's within, I think it's 300 meters of 300 meters, 300 centimeters, 300 units, 3 meters of wherever it is you land. So, for example, if I teleport in there, boom, he's dead. Just gives you that little bit of utility as you're dashing around and teleporting about. Oh, did I miss someone? Or is that a torch? There's definitely still someone alive. Oh no, no, music has stopped. Excellent. Oh, no, there's one more. I hear someone. Where is he? Problem is, he's up there. Problem is, you can't stand still for too long. How are we gonna get up there? Can I get up that way? I did not make these levels. Greg did. I should know my way around better though. There we go. Is he up here? There he is. Got ya! It's necessary. Necessary to get them all. Let's see what's at the bottom.
He is chosen, descendant from above. A feast awaits.
It's a party in my honor. Woo! And that's it. Deeper and deeper, the pit consumes all. So, I mean, the story premise for the game was basically that these cultists are finding people on the surface, throwing them into the pit, and whoever reaches the bottom is then proclaimed as God, as their God, and they worship them. I thought it was quite a nice little idea, and it set like a sort of backbone for what we were building. We knew the objective, we knew what was going to happen at the end, which helped us work out the progression. Both like, although there wasn't a whole lot of thematics in there, like I had a bit of dialogue, you know, a bit with Frank, a little bit of like the character feeling like there was an impulse to go deeper and deeper into this pit, that there was a reason for them to be there. It's all very abstract. I would like to have explored it a bit further, with like little notes that you might find, things etched on the walls, just a little bit more world building. But it was a stretch to even get the amount of content we got in, and to make sure that it was polished and fun. It's surprising when you give the player a movement set that includes like wall running. You have so much freedom of movement that you really have to think about how you limit the player's progression, particularly in a level that's got, you know, you can jump off any ledge and just fall down, and the direction you're supposed to be going is down, which is why we ended up having that fall height death, which meant that you couldn't just jump off a ledge and just plummet down into the next area. But that came with its own problems. Sometimes it's a little bit unexpected. If you wall run for too long, that's considered as falling. You're not grounded, which means you will eventually just die. We did discuss solving that with like a stamina bar that you can only wall run for so long, but it seemed a bit arbitrary, and we wanted to keep things simple. So, but yeah, overall, thoroughly enjoyed this jam. Had a load of fun. I hope you enjoyed watching me play through it. Died a couple of times at the end there. But yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye!